everybody. Welcome to the Miss Best Reviews channel. I am Mrs. Best. We are here to go over the mess that was Basketball Wives, child. The episode was a mess. I see Shani's in the chat already. Welcome in. She's first per usual. She said, I've been waiting for your live all day. Twin, honestly, this is like a live I was actually excited to come and do. I am a little uncomfortable because I'm like, I'm going to actually be on camera more for my lives. However, I did get glasses today, y'all, and it is a lot to process. However, I can actually see, so that's kind of cool. But I'm a little insecure about it, but I'm sure I will adjust. But we're here to go over Basketball Wives. This is the episode before the finale. This is season 12, episode 11, Aloha Bitches. Lord, when I say I thought they did good and put some effort into editing the episode. However, this was a lot. It was a lot. I am glad you actually mentioned that, Shani. James will be joining us. He's running a little bit late. He did get caught in traffic. He's been dealing with a lot of doctor's appointments, as most of you guys know. For those who subscribe to his channel as well, he is going to be having surgery on his knee. He injured himself at work. So he has a lot of doctor's appointments. Excuse me. But he should be on here. He told me he would join on this live about 10 minutes after the hour. So I'm going to just wait for him. But there's not much to discuss in the very beginning, but James will be a part of the live. So no worries. Let's get into the episode, y'all, because this episode irritated me. No, the surgery was supposed to be tomorrow, but now it's happening next week on Wednesday. So he's got a lot going on with his health. Surgery is difficult, to say the least. But you know, I wish him the best. I wish him the best. Y'all, I got to get used to the glare in these damn glasses. It's going to be difficult for me. Anywho, we start this episode with the ladies pretty much, oh, I guess he is here. I think he's here. He is here. Welcome in. The link to James's channel is in the description as well, y'all. I forgot to say that. Hi, James.
Hi everybody. Sorry, I got stuck in traffic. Gotta love rush hour.
Hey, yo, traffic. Looking for my chapstick.
Hi, Shani. Thank you for being here. My goodness, I'm doing all right. She and I talked all day today. Yeah.
I don't like very many people, but I like you, so I'll talk to you. She said, go on with your spectacles looking all intelligent. I can't stand these. But the problem is I can see my comments. Like, usually that's why I be leaning in to read comments and I stay off camera. I don't have to do that as much. Thank God. I need to see. I just do. I'm getting old. I'm over 30. It was bound to happen. Hi, Shayna. She said, hey, y'all, I got to watch finally the slap heard around the world. Welcome in again to James. I'm glad you made it. I hadn't started yet. Nakia, I hope I said your name right. If not, correct me, because that is rude on my part. But hi, welcome in, welcome in. She said me while I won't LASIK.
Best investment I've ever did.
I wish.
Best investment I've ever did, Shayna. Definitely do it if you can.
Man, I'm going to have to look into that because yeah, I'm not going to be going through this my whole life. Nakia said that Chantel is trash. She is. And we're going to get into that. So anybody who's sensitive, y'all, leave now. If you're sensitive, you should not stay. I'm not going to be nice to this girl. I'm irritated. Shayna says she's nervous about LASIK, James. I know
I was too, but honestly, it's way better than when I did it. So I did it in 2009. When they didn't have half the technology they have today.
And you can still see. Wow. All right. Okay. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. I love that for you. I wish I might need to look into it. I don't know. We'll see. Chantel got on my nerves the whole episode, but we're going to start with the other slow one, Brittany Renner, who is on the internet talking about, she's on the internet talking about she's now going to dress the way that she wants to dress. Which I think is a little bit funny because I'm like, wait, I thought you was a Muslim, alhamdulillah. I thought that you were going to follow what Islamic women wear, follow, but I guess she figured out that I don't know. Brittany Renner gets on my nerves. She called Brandy an aggressor, which rubbed me wrong. Because I'm like, you're calling Brandy an aggressor, but you're the most aggressive person on the cast. I would say Brittany is more aggressive than everybody that's probably been on the show. She's just aggressive. So that bothered me, but it wasn't a big thing to discuss. This is where we learn that Chantel thinks that Jackie is waiting on her to get rah-rah as she's talking to the group. She said, my mom is waiting on me to get rah-rah so that she can tell everybody that Chantel acts like a bratty teenager, which she does. I'm like, Chantel, you have to know.
I was like, where's the lie? Where's the lie at?
Teenagers throw fits.
At
They
least
want
she's
to complain.
self-aware. She's just delusional.
I agree. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. She irked me. But it was also a childish thing to say because I'm like, Chantel, on one end, you're hollering at your mom and you're like, listen, I am a grown woman. You're going to respect me. I can fight my own battles. Then you get in a battle on the show. Your mom doesn't fight your battle and you throw a fit the way a teenager would and a child would. Now you want to be treated like an adult. But every time Jackie tries with her, Chantel shuts it down. I think she really just wants a moment to be allowed to verbally assault her mom, get what she has to get off her chest, and expect like nothing coming back from her. I don't know what the hell she wants, but I thought it was weird. The next day, the ladies do go for a nature day, which irked me. Because I'm like, at this point, just give up. You're not going to have a peaceful trip. Things are not going to go well. Just give the hell up. Ming is slow. I'm sick of the Javelina pig. I just want to put that out there. Thank you, James, for that nickname. Nobody was paying attention. I've done the tour that they were doing. It's a beautiful tour. Who goes to Hawaii, makes it off of Waikiki Beach, gets onto this beautiful tour, like, and they're all just on their phones because they don't like each other. But I feel like they would have been on their phones anyway. And I'm looking, I'm like, okay, but Ming divides the group. Half of them go do ATVs, the three little evil ones. And then the old women with the AARP cards went and rode. They went and relaxed. They're old. It's probably a lot to hold up the implants and injections. I don't know. They felt the need to relax. So Evelyn and Jackie end up getting into it again. And this time it's because Evelyn does not like the fact that Jackie walks away from the group and from her daughter when they're trying to question her in front of everybody. And this was the scene where I was like, thank you, Jackie. Come out and attack Evelyn. I love that Jackie reminds Evelyn, like, you are a whore. Because Evelyn went and did the most and called Jackie a prostitute from a charge way back before all of us was thought of for the most part. And therefore, Jackie has the right to say whatever the hell she wants to Evelyn, in my opinion. But I didn't like how after the interaction with Jackie and Evelyn and them were referring, because Jackie walked off, to Chantel as Doug's daughter. I don't have kids, but regardless on like what goes on with your kids, I think that's rude to like say to my friend, like, nope, that's so-and-so's child. Like whoever played a part in the birds and the bees and getting busy or however the hell, it's their kid. And then Jackie carried this girl. Y'all joking about this and that, Doug's daughter, and so angry at Jackie. And you're mentioning Doug, but he was the second parent that was in the household. So if people are going to attack Jackie for being a shitty mom, it's just my opinion that we should also be attacking Doug for being an ain't shit ass dad. Because yes, your child and what's going on in your home could have came before basketball, especially after he retired. Just saying. I'm tired of it. We know Evelyn won't discuss her daughter, but James, how'd you feel about that little scene?
I wanted Evelyn in her vein to sit down somewhere and be quiet. This isn't your fight. This isn't anything that you need to be concerned with. So for you to come up there and approach this lady with any of the vitriol you trying to give her was just out of line. And the second, why y'all go to Hawaii if y'all wasn't going to participate and be adventurous? That's so crazy to me. I'm doing everything I would never do in my everyday life. I'm going surfing. I'm eating the pig. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. So get out of here with all that. Like, oh, they all irritate me, but I'm gonna save my energy for the end.
I agree. Listen, I don't eat pork. Haven't eaten pork in almost 20 years. Didn't I grew up vegan though, but I haven't eaten pork in almost 20 years. When I went to Hawaii, when I go to Hawaii, I will eat the pork. I will. It's really kind of hard to avoid when you're out there, but I will eat the pork. So I definitely hear you. You're getting a trip. Enjoy it. Get off your phones, hoes. But I guess that's what's happened when you don't like your coworkers, I guess. But moving forward, Chantel admits on her little event, because that's what happened with Jackie and them. Now, at the other event, Chantel and the other ladies did ATVs, which went well. Chantel did admit that the goal has been for her to address her mom in front of the group, because she says that her mom talks to everybody else about her. And in the words of James, again, she's delusional. Drew Sidora, you must be delusional. That is this little heifer, this little wench. Because your mom has not talked to you about everyone else in the group. In fact, the reason the group is against your mom and you mad is because your mom refuses to talk to you about private matters in front of the group. So for Chantel to then try and flip it and make it seem like something else, if I were Jackie, I'd be done with talking to her. Like in this scene, I know there's more to come, but I would have been done with Chantel at that moment. Every time Jackie's tried to talk to her, she don't come around. You blocked your mom. When you know she's at an event, you don't show up. But she's refusing to talk to you in front of the women. No, what it is with your spoiled ass is you want control. I think Chantel is just as much as a fucking narcissist as Jackie. Absolutely. And I cannot wait for 2.5 years to go by when I get my LMFT so I can come back on this YouTube and say, I now know and can say as an expert and a practicing clinician that this bitch just wants control. She's got so many problems. I think she's worse than her mom. But then at the same time, they always say, or at least my family, they're from the South. They always say, you better watch what you do when you're young. When I would make mistakes as a teenager, they would say, baby, because when you got your kid, she gonna give you hell too. I'd be like, what? I didn't get that. But I feel like with Jackie and the way she was, and then we have to remember Jackie came on this show very close to her mom, but her mother was passing away, unfortunately, from cancer. So I'm curious to the dynamic, but I think that also, if we think back to that, will show like this is too deep for production, Shawnee, to have put on TV. This goes back probably generations.
I have an opinion on this. I'm going to save it for the end because I think I know, and this is my hypothesis, as my biology major would say. This is my hypothesis. This is not realistic diagnosis. I have an opinion on what I think it is. So, and it's a very simple opinion, but we'll wait till we get to that part.
It probably really is something so simple. Like the most complex issues, the root, if you like just dig, should be simple. And you just be looking at people like.
And the thing about it is, it wasn't until I watched it the third time, because I watched it 3 times, y'all. I had a busy day today, sitting in doctor's offices. So I was watching this. When I watched it the first time, I had told Mrs. Best, I actually feel bad for Chantel. And she was telling me I don't. And I'm like, well, no, I don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for her, what happened to her, because that looked like it hurt. But when I watched yes, I did.
Stopped and slow, and Chantel was just.
That's so terrible. It's terrible. But no, I have an opinion on this. There's a scene they did before they got to that point. I'm going to say it then.
Let's take a moment and get into the comments before we move on. Shani said, I did that tour they did. It was a beautiful place. They shot a lot of movie scenes there too. Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That is a fact. That is the only reason I wanted to see it. I'm a sci-fi nerd, y'all. Fun fact. Shani said, Jackie been married to the same man for the last 20-something years. Evelyn couldn't stay married to the same man for 12 months. Listen, for 1 month.
It was 43 days?
Yeah, and they were done though before. Like they were done within I believe
There
like
was a YouTuber that
15.
predicted that they said that Kim Kardashian's marriage to Chris Humphries is going to outlast Chad and Evelyn's marriage, and it did. It was funny when she said it
You
because
know what?
technically Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphries, even though I count up until the divorce degree, they were married for like 4 years. Like it was crazy.
If you count it,
Yeah, if you
that's.
count it. Yeah.
I couldn't stand the shape of his head. Let me see. It's just random. I couldn't. You heard Jackie say, "Oh, my daughter is just like me." Yep, she knows. I think something clicked within Jackie to where we'll talk about it in a moment. Let me get through the rest of this bullshit,
Mm-hmm.
which is what it was, because that's really all we've been talking about the whole season is Jackie and her daughter. Because
Right.
there's nothing else. None of these other heifers have anything to give. VH1 is giving them a free check, and I'm cheap. I don't like giving free nothing. Get it together, VH1. Shan, well, moving forward, I'm not going to discuss actually. I said I'm going to move forward, and then I looked at the note, and it literally says, Amina, do not discuss Brittany and her fake ass hijab journey. It's an insult to Islam. I had to go to school in an abaya and a hijab until I got to high school. I had to go to school that way. I got bullied, all sorts of crazy things because I grew up Muslim. And it pisses me off when people like, what do I keep seeing online? People say like cosplay. It pisses me off when people do that because it is an extremely disciplined religion. And whether you believe in it or you don't, you have to respect the people that actually live up to the strictness that comes with that religion,
Absolutely.
especially women. So it's an insult to see this bitch acting that way. Shani said, "Girl, I had just had to fast forward that scene. That girl is messing around. She swears she's not."
She swears she's not, but at the same time, like, this is my thing. I feel like there are levels to the Muslim religion and the origins of it that, to me, I don't think she had to go that far with it in order to adopt the faith. I think that there could have been a level to getting to a hijab and to, you know, the statures of what that means in the element, because directly speaking, she could have been baptized into the Muslim religion without doing all of this and just been herself.
That's actually true. Generally, especially depending on the type of Islam that you practice, you put the hijab on and wear the abaya. Depending on how loose your origin of Islam is,
Right.
you don't always have to wear it, which is why in the scene we saw her meet with other Muslims. We saw one was wearing an hijab with a full abaya, and the other girl was just dressed regularly, like myself, who just got off work. Hell, I mean,
Mhm.
Brittany, I think it shows ignorance, and that's what I've been trying to say for a long time. For her to just put on that hijab and then buy a bunch of Muslim wear, I didn't think that she understood what comes with that. And it's actually,
Right.
I just don't like her for it. So,
Yeah, and I
you know,
just think
it's nothing
that,
else to
yeah, that's
show.
why I was like, okay, you have all of these examples near you, and you still felt like that was the approach to go with it. Because to me, it was a mockery.
It was. It was
It was a
offensive.
mockery. Like to me, because as Mrs. Best said, she's grown up Muslim. We were surrounded a bunch of people in that growing up in the Bay Area, a bunch of
Mhm.
people who practice the Nation of Islam. It's all over our school. I went to 2 high schools. It was inducted in both. So for me, I knew based on what I witnessed that she was playing. And it's very sad because it's kind of like, ma'am, I don't need you to poke fun at that, especially as a religion as serious as that one. That's all I'm gonna say. Like that was crazy that she even did that.
You know what? She's crazy. She's crazy. But moving forward, we get to the meat and potatoes, as James would call it. Uh, Chantel does end up meeting with Jackie because they did meet more than once in this episode. The first meeting with Jackie was before the group dinner. Jackie did come in and Chantel just stared her down. Why the fuck you meet with her and you say that she runs away from you, and then when you get the opportunity to talk to her, you do weird stuff like that? Size up random bitches in the street. Size up the hoes that I know are probably in your man's DM because he's a ball player. Not your mama. Her mom came in, she said,
Right.
and then stared. Oh, my mama would have knocked my freaking tooth
And
loose.
this is the thing. And this is why I know, like, here's the thing. And as I said this before, I'm not going to negate Chantel's experience of her mother. I'm not going to negate because I wasn't in the household. I don't know what Jackie did. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say any shape, way, or form that I understand her struggle with her mother because I don't. But what I will say is that based on her word choices, based on what she's saying, it does not match the element of how she shows up on this camera. And that's what I'm holding her accountable for. I'm holding her accountable for saying that she grew up afraid of her mother. But clearly, as an adult, you're not afraid of her. So, what are
That's the
you?
thing. That's actually very important to bring up. And I think
Mhm,
that's why if you look into anybody who works in a field that would address like trauma, mental health, medicine, if you work with people, you could see that most people, right? I have clients who have trauma and it shows. I have a 70-year-old client. She's 74. I just saw this lady today and she has childhood trauma from being beaten by her mom. I can't say what. I'm going to respect HIPAA, but she has horrible trauma, went through like literally a house of horrors growing up. And the result was her struggling, of course, with substances and stuff, but that trauma also shows in other places. She said, Amina, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't trust people. I'm quick to argue with women. I think it's because I don't trust them, my therapist said. I said, you're probably right. Hell. So
mhm,
it can be something like that, but most people aren't going to behave the way Chantel does around the
exactly.
person that has abused
Mhm,
or accused them. If anything, it would cause her to go back to a space where she feels like
mhm.
whatever age she was with these alleged claims,
Right.
which irked me. It just irked my soul. This scene doesn't go for long because they don't address childhood trauma. Like James said, Chantel did not address what she said has been bothering her, which was her childhood. Chantel instead brings up the ladies in this group, as on the show, and what was said about her to the group. Jackie's like, Shani, if you want to talk, we could talk, but if you're going to do this, no. So Jackie gets up and walks away because Chantel would not let her talk. Chantel then also got rude and started talking real slick at the mouth. She was talking out the side of her neck. And if I was Jackie, it's like, damn, I can't really smack the shit out of you in front of these white producers. So I'm gonna excuse myself. And I think Jackie's also doing this because, like she said, it's yellow or it's green. It's black and it's white. It's go or stop. There is no in between with Jackie. She has not learned that yet, but at least she recognizes it and tried to walk away. But what pissed me off and what made me say to Chantel, girl, you blocked me, so you can't see this. But I want to say, come to Oakland, Shanny. Come on, boo. I want to see you. Because you gonna say as your mama walks off, go ahead, Jackie. If I call my mama Asha, she gonna slap the shit out of me. She will. I could not call my mom her name, even jokingly. She would grab me by the ear. Don't you say that shit. I'm your mama, not your friend. I'd be like, oh my gosh, okay. But she said, Jackie, that's what you do. You run out like a cowardly lion. I said, my hand was twitching, y'all, and I had to remember if I hit the TV, I'll hurt myself, and then I'll need a new television. So she then says that to Jackie that I cannot be bullied anymore. That clicked to me. And tell me if you peeped the James, because she also yelled, and we go come back to the bullying comment, but she also yells, that's why your husband wants to leave you and your kids don't like you. I'm just like, she chased Jackie down talking shit is the crazy part.
Mhm.
How are you abused and afraid and cowardice, supposedly? But you chasing down your abuser right now, talking big shit. But the way you
I'm
acted with Drea a couple seasons ago, you was scary. So what I think is happening, James, I'm gonna just
mhm.
tell you what I think is happening. I think we're seeing a spoiled ass, raggedy ass brat with the neck of a 70-year-old who doesn't understand. And I think this is probably where Doug impacted. She doesn't understand the difference between discipline and being bullied.
Okay.
There is a difference. Now, I do
Right.
think she went through some types of, trauma based on some stuff that came up later
And
in
you
the
know what?
episode. But there's a difference between your parenting and disciplining you
Mhm.
and you being bullied.
Let me tell you what I think that trauma is. Because
Mhm.
some of the things that she said, and I had to go back and watch Basketball Wives when her and her sister talked with that therapist in front of Jackie. I had to
Mhm.
go back because to me, as I said, y'all, it did not make sense logically. Like it did not make sense. Her saying she grew up afraid of her mother. She grew up afraid of, just the things that she was said. So I started to piece things together. I was like, okay, let's peel that apart. What was Jackie really like when she was with Doug Christie? So when we look at what happened and we listen to Chantel's story saying that they never were really with Jackie, they were with her mother, I said, oh,
I
you're
believe
not
it.
afraid of her bullying, you're afraid of her neglect. And that's what you're angry about. You're angry because now you're in your mother's shoes. Two children in. You're now in your mother's shoes where you can't understand why your mother chased after your father the way that she did and why she felt like prioritizing him over you three was the ultimate goal for her. Now, I don't want to put that on Jackie because I also had in my opinion, I don't think Jackie really wanted to be a mother. But I can't really tell a woman that. I can't really say that out loud like that without it being like, oh my God, ramifications. But there's some women who really don't want to be a mom. Like I've met people who literally have said, my parents did not want
My parents have actually told me that
me.
and expressed that that's why I had to. My mom, who I'm estranged from, has actually expressed that that's part of why I was treated the way I was treated. So
Mm,
some, but she's an LMFT, so
right.
they're still human, therapist or not, but she has the ability to do that introspection and
She has
figure
an
it out.
ability to disassociate the attachment of her
Yeah, but
mothering to
most
you.
people,
Mm,
especially if not trained in it, cannot do that, and that is okay and that is normal. I think it's also important because you brought up that point to realize that's why I brought up Jackie's mom earlier. Also, we don't know what she was like.
right.
We don't know, but we know that it shifted and changed Jackie. She was never the same on TV again after that lady passed away.
Right.
So, is that's why I say this is probably like a generationally deep pain that they are dealing with. And with
Mhm.
Chantel, you probably are correct. She probably became a mom because she keeps saying that in every scene. And even though we
It's
don't
like
like her
yeah, and
words,
I'm listening to her words. I'm listening to what
yeah.
she's saying, and it's like, okay, so you're not angry at your mom bullying you, you're angry at your mom neglecting you and
Mm-hmm.
not and then when she did choose you, you were well an adult. And it's kind of like because now she's able to put all that aside because Doug is not in the league anymore. So he's able to be home. She's able to be home and
But
make up
that's
for all
another
the time.
thing. Chantel says these things, and that may very well be it. But she also has said consistently that she was forced to be a stage kid. Jackie always had her at events and doing stuff. So
Hmm.
it sounds like the mom helped when Jackie did go with Doug, but then it also sounds like Jackie was also being with the kids. So it just sounds like there's a lot of miscommunication. And this is why, Chantel, instead of getting mad at people on the internet for saying things to you, you need to fucking realize that this is exactly why we're saying what we're saying. She needs to go to therapy because
She
you
needs to go to
cannot
therapy,
treat
but she needs
people
to be
bad
honest.
just because you were upset.
But she needs to be honest about what that really is and what
Mhm.
she truly experiences and for you to share it on a public platform, you need to let the audience know what it is as well. Because if we in any way are trying to vouch for you and support you by giving us your view and also being on YouTube speaking on the situation to help other people who are just as confused some understanding, you need to be honest about what that really is. Because we're here speculating what it could be based on your mother's movement, based on your reactions, based on your wording, and also based on the simple fact of your actions of how
Mhm.
you're handling it. We're all looking at that like, okay, so let's peel that apart instead of you just coming on just saying, hey, my mom did this. My mom did that because you're doing everything else on TV. So why not go into detail of what that is? Don't get into personal detail. I'm not saying expose the abuser and whatever you went through. But I'm just saying, expose what your mother did to you that makes you think you can go on TV and then try to out her, subliminally because you're not doing it
The
for.
thing is to understand too, just because your parents do anything to you, I don't care how bad it is, doesn't give you the right to out them, in my opinion, unless it's something like
No,
horrendous. But Chantel did keep saying on the show, like as we related to the show, since you want to come on the show, because she has to understand when you come on a fucking show like this, people aren't going to be thinking of your childhood and trying to give you grace and stuff. When you come on a show like this, I'm going to treat you like the rest of these women, a grown ass woman that you are and a cast member. And you keep saying on this show, and she said it after this first issue with Jackie, I would never do this to my kids. Do what? What has Jackie done to you
what is? Yeah. What
on
is
this show? Express
is I
yourself.
need to know what is the it? What is the what? What is it?
Because she
If you
hasn't
will
said
say
it. If
it, we
y'all
will
go
be
back and pay attention, not once. And then when she had the opportunity to say it, she chose to comment on something said way later. Do you didn't tell them I'm impressionable? You are. You are. Brittany's mad at her mama over money. You mad at your mama allegedly over something else, but we don't really know. So we'll see. But let me catch the comments before we move forward. Oh, hold on, this damn computer. Shani said Jackie walked in the meeting with a greeting and a compliment. She did, to show intention. And I see what Jackie's trying to do, because if you walk in and you do that, it shows, hey, I'm approachable, I'm in a good space. But Chantel won't accept it. Who didn't grow up afraid of their mother? I know I did. That's why I knew to never try her and never to put my hands on her. I think most people have not like
sort of,
fear, but like the worry that they don't want to upset
kind of
their
like
parents.
it's kind of like an inward conscious of your parent.
Mhm.
Like you always have an inward conscious where it's almost playing on your anxiety levels. You know not to go too far, you know not to go too little. You know to set boundaries, but then you also know to be respectful. So it's kind of like you have a forward conscious of your parents. It's not necessarily that it's fear, it's just you're aware that they're the people who brought you into this world and that they deserve your respect because at the end of the day, they're the reason you're here.
That is the truth. That is the truth. That's right. Not a friend. That's your parent.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I grew up afraid of my mother. That's why I got to keep my teeth in my mouth growing up.
I have a mouth.
She let Brittany put a battery in her back. Yep. She got
did.
that cowardly lion
really
from
did.
her. She did.
Because the two do not equate.
It's bullshit. She just wants the light on her. She came on the show to diss her mom for fame. I believe that. Because she keeps, I'm putting Noah and girl, we don't even like the sound of your voice.
Your baby is adorable, but at the end of the day, ma'am,
you look like every other baby out there.
You're doing exactly what your mama did to you. You don't even know you're doing it. You don't even know you're doing it. You're doing exactly what your mama did.
Down to having your kid trying to work and get him an agent before the little nigga can even use the bathroom on his own, learn to talk. He ain't chewed a solid food yet. And she got him ready to work. I can't stand that. I can't. And she did. I don't know what she's doing online, y'all. She blocked me. She don't like Mrs. Best. It's cool. It's cool. But I don't know what she's doing online. I don't know if she's responding or any of that because I can't see it. But it doesn't look like there's been a response because I can't see when they repost her. And I haven't seen that she's responded because I don't see anybody that's been like on her side. Not one person. And the only people I do see on her side, they'll say she wrong, but I don't like Jackie. So I'm trying to find somebody that agrees with it. Shani said, I thought she was mad at Jackie because she didn't scream on Brandy in Vegas. Thank you for reminding us of what it was originally.
Absolutely. It definitely was originally. But there was some more, it was some more bullshit before that too.
But they also sat down at that original issue.
Right.
This is where we learned that her and Jackie had an agreement not to bring things up and get in each other's stuff on the show. So she shouldn't have been mad about that in the first place. Jay, Alexandria, welcome in. Maybe she's mad because she has Jackie's life, but not Jackie's privileges. Oh, okay. You philosopher, you. I like that. Maybe she doesn't get to be away from her kids at all. Ooh, Jay. I love it. She's a fool on her mom and she resents the life. I think I got what you were trying to say.
I got what you were trying to say too. I agree.
Accountable for nothing. He's your parent too, and he's been there with her all these years.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why she doesn't hold Doug accountable the same way she holds Jackie accountable. One, Jackie's the mother. It's easier to point the finger at the mother before you point the finger at the father, especially the father who wasn't always there. People who aren't there make very little mistakes. We have to understand that.
Yep.
So if Jackie was there present and Doug is on the road, because remember, Doug was on the road her entire life, like the entirety of her life. So you have to understand, him coming home, he probably came home to spoil her and give her the things that Jackie did not give her.
Yep.
And that's probably why she holds him to a bit of a gracious standard that she does Jackie, because Jackie had to be the disciplinarian because she was there. But then also, I question how much Jackie was there because let everyone else say she was on the road with Doug.
She was at every game. She made
game,
headlines. That's what made her relevant for this show, fighting people. Jackie was busy back in the day, but there are a lot of women and wives that have done this before.
Mm-hmm.
Drea, she came on the show. Her son was with her mama. Then she came on the show and was dating people, doing all this crazy stuff, has another baby. Then that child ended up with the mama. So she got with the next ball player. So she's not, and it's not just Drea. There's been plenty of women who've come on the
that's
show.
the wrong example, because that's like that was a given. She was going to do that because she, was jumping off from rapper to basketball player to football player to back to basketball player, and it's like.
But that's what Chantel's done.
That's what I don't know two people, so I mean, I don't know who.
Chantel done been dating. From what I've seen prior to my blockage, I've been seeing her date over the years, obviously, before the husband. She had dated a couple of different people in the NFL and the NBA that I had saw. So I'm kind of like, it's a different situation, yes. But I do think that Jay's comment here is a really likely perspective. That's why I say, like, it could look like one thing, but that's the fascinating part of the psychology of humans. Like, every human is different. Not every human's going to align with what science says. Not every human's going to align with statistics. We're all different in our own way. So I don't know. I definitely feel like this could be a thing though, because she has a younger kid. It seems like Chantel's husband's not around that much. The kid that she had with the first guy is giving her hell in court, it seems like, while not helping her very much. So she very well may resent the fact that she's not relevant. Nobody cares to see her famous, but nobody's rooting on her downfall. But I think Chantel, growing up in the industry, just wants to have that fame because her parents are getting older. Eventually, they won't be on television. And the way she acted, I don't think much of the legacy will be left to her, but we'll see. We'll see. Moving forward, I'm sick of Ming and Tai, so I'm not talking about it unless James or any of you guys absolutely wants to talk about Ming.
Listen, I see Ming every morning when I come home from work. I ain't got time to be talking about her on Basketball Wives now. She out there with her cousins and her herd. I don't need to see her anymore. When you come out here, I'm gonna show you.
No, I know they're out there. That's what I know. My family's all up and through the South, and all of my cousins, for some reason, moved to Phoenix. They're all trying to get me to come out there. All my cousins, like my close ones, my first cousins. I don't know why they're out there, but my cousin Trayvon called me the other day on FaceTime. Look at this shit, cuz. I said, what? It was heavily the pigs running by.
You saw Ming. Yes, I told you. See, you gonna see Ming.
And in my head, I was like, why are you calling me, telling me about pigs? Like, did you watch my live? He was like, these motherfuckers will chase you. I said, excuse me.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they will.
If a pig chases me, I'm going to go get my gun license, and I'm popping off. I'm popping pigs.
And when I tell you, they're going to be, they're going to be on the grill next. Come on.
That's where they belong. So the women commenting on Jackie walking away from Chantel because they heard some of the altercation. Well, one of them did. They saw Chantel chasing after Jackie, which is interesting. The women saw Jackie walking away in silence and saw Chantel following after Jackie, not so silent and angry. But y'all still think Jackie's the only problem. Okay. It's cool. It's cool. But moving forward, Chantel's crying about her mama again because that's what she does. She cries and she moans and she bitches about her mama. And she says some of what the alleged childhood trauma was. She says that her mama wanted her to be perfect. And my dad is still talking about, I know you on that path, but I really want you to become a doctor or a lawyer. Our parents are always going to want more for us usually than we want for ourselves sometimes.
I need specifics, Chantel. I need specifics. What did her trying to make you look perfect look like? Did she try to make you take apple cider vinegar like she did your oldest sister? Is that what she was trying to do? Make you stick skinny? Did she try to make you study, 15 hours to get straight A's? Did she make you go to every ballet recital or acting class to make sure you try to make it in Hollywood? What does that look like? Please explain to us.
Did she keep you a
What
check or something when you came
Right,
home
like what
from watch the first time? Like, we're trying to
right.
understand. I want to side with the child that has experienced trauma as a child that has, and as a future clinician, but I can't if she don't tell us. But she also did say that it sounded like she was trying to allude to being touched on when she was younger or essayed by somebody, and she kind of alluded to telling Jackie about it, but it sounds like Jackie was that parent that just like ignored it or did nothing about it, which is
Which is
very common in
unfortunate. Yeah,
communities of color.
yeah. It's
Very common.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate if that's really what happened to her. It's very unfortunate because it is common, as Mrs. Best said. It's very common. Um, just because a lot of the times the attachment that that parent has to that individual who was the predator usually gets circumscribed based upon whatever past instances they've had. Like, for example, if it was a cousin that your mama grew up with and
Mhm.
the child said that that happened, the mom can't see it because throughout their timeline, he's never acted upon any inkling. So she either one doesn't believe it or one doesn't think he's capable, which I always hate that. I always hate when people say someone's not capable of doing something. We're all capable of doing anything we want to do, especially
That's
if it's going to inflict harm on others. We're all capable. There is no
clocked by
human being.
T. Welcome in, darling. I wouldn't be surprised. I
Mm,
wouldn't, because this happens a lot also in communities
mm.
where, and I think the biggest like big name example is R. Kelly and what he went through with his sister and other people that he grew up around in his family as well. So I definitely think that is. I'm glad that you brought that up because I don't know. And you know why I don't know? The girl blacked me. I don't know. But
We're gonna say allegedly to protect your channel though, because that is a huge
yeah, if
accusation.
she can say that happened, but that's also a very big accusation. It wouldn't surprise me. That's why I say this is a generational thing, and I don't think these people should have came on TV together at all. It should have just been Jackie on television and let Doug do what he doing. These kids did not need fame. I wish Chantel would actually do like Takari and Little Dougie. Go to school, live your life. You don't have to be on TV. But it's like Chantel wants that. But
She
if it
wants that
was
vengeance.
Takari that did that, you need to be angry with Takari.
Well, here's the
I
thing. Yeah,
can
he
understand
needs to
wanting
be
your
angry with
mom,
Takari,
but
but then it makes me wonder because it makes me then wonder then why were you so adamant to get your sister seen by your mother then? Was that to out it then, or was that your own agenda then? Because it just makes because then it makes me wonder like when Takari was on the show earlier seasons, it then makes me wonder then was that really for her or was that really for you?
mm,
Because then that makes me
that's the case
because that's
too.
crazy.
It makes me look at the whole situation with Takari as well because Jackie was very close-lipped on it, but she also made it
Right.
clear like she does care about her grandchild. But what if the reason Jackie treated Takari a certain way was because of what Takari may have allegedly done to Chantel? It just goes to show like if you finna out your mama, Chantel, you need to out everything because it's not making sense and it's really not fair to Jackie to have to deal with public humiliation, being disrespected, having a daughter assault her, all this crazy stuff, and to be attacked. Wouldn't it be something if it turned out that, yeah, she may not have been the most present or the best parent, but maybe she was stuck between trying to figure out which child to protect or how to navigate that, because
And see,
something
and
may
that would make
bring.
me look at her differently then.
Mm-hmm.
That would make, if that really is the case, then that would make me look at Jackie differently then, because at the end of the day, I look at Jackie as an ain't shit ass mom. But if that really is what's going on here, then yeah, I have to look at Jackie differently now, because then Chantel, she didn't do what you're saying she did. She's actually protecting you by asking out her oldest child that gave her the birthright to say she's a mother.
That would make sense too, because Chantel keeps bringing up Doug as if he's a weapon or something different. I'm like,
Yes,
oh, that's your mama's
yes,
husband, but Doug is not Takari's daddy.
Dad, yeah,
So that may
exactly.
be
So
her only space to feel safe. We're just going to be, guessing what the hell it could be because she won't tell us. But if she actually did have to deal with some type of abuse or trauma growing up that was sexual in nature, I don't think there's a soul in the world or on YouTube that would not empathize with her. I had to deal with that growing up from an uncle. My mom didn't believe me either, and I had to go to therapy, and I'm still in therapy in my 30s trying to figure that out. It really is a lot to deal with when it's a family member and your parent
absolutely.
doesn't believe you. That's like the worst
Some
feeling in
of
the world.
y'all need
It would
confidence.
make sense, but you need to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but
Yeah,
it.
because
It's
there's
the only
no
way.
healing that can be done if you're just going to continue to punish her for things that you're not being clear on what you're punishing her for. So it's like, yeah, like I'm here to slap you in the face, but I'm never going to tell you why I did it. I'm just going to
Mhm.
let you believe what you want to believe and tell you that I'm hurt. And it's like, well, okay, well, then that's not fair, because at the end of the day, she's the person that brought you in this world.
But if
You,
that is the case, she does still have a right to feel a way toward
I'm not saying
Jackie.
she
It's just
doesn't.
the way. No, no, no. I know. I'm just saying, like, she has a right to feel a way towards Jackie because it sounds like either way we look at it, regardless of scenario, it seems like she felt like
But
her mom didn't protect her when she should
But
have,
here's the
and she
thing, though,
was
about
savage
her
for it.
sacrificing her relationship with her daughter, if that's what we're speculating, that is a form of protection.
But
If
the
you
thing you
really
gotta
think
understand
about
is
it,
from the mind of someone like Chantel who's gone through a trauma,
mhm,
she's not through her anger from that trauma. You cannot see. You are blinded the most when you are angry or emotional. She not
yes,
gonna see it that way. And that just further proves the point. Like she needs to go talk to a professional and
a
come off of the
professional, because you're not
trauma.
looking at the elements of what your mother did and the scrutiny she took by you not. If that's really what happened to her, your mom took a whole lot of scrutiny from a whole lot of people she don't even know, a whole lot of fans from this show, by being an ancient ass mama to your oldest sister. And if the reason why she was like that was because of you, then that's when you kind of have to look at the situation outside of your anger and actually reason with her, because that's a hard thing to do. It's a
Yeah,
hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to turn the other way. And it's a hard thing to ignore a child who you're not telling the world why you're ignoring her. You're not telling the world why you have such a disdain for this daughter. She's just out there on fending for herself. And you're
yeah.
okay with it living large like you're living. Like it never makes sense. That would make sense to me. If
Yeah.
that's really what happened
I
to
don't
Chantel,
think
that would make sense.
I don't think Jackie is a perfect person. I don't think she was a perfect parent, but I also don't think that she was an abusive parent.
I
Like, and
just don't see it either. I
I
don't.
think a lot of people, and I keep seeing this happen with reality TV stars, just because someone is messy and horrible and just yucky in nature doesn't mean they're bad parents. Look at Kenya Moore. She will go low, straight to hell if she has to. But she's a great mom to her child. Like people show up differently with their kids. So let me get into the comments before we move forward. Shani said, growing up, my mother told us that uncle and cousin who to stay away from. And I was never left alone with them. That is true. A lot of parents do that.
Yeah.
It was on the shade room. Girl, I need to go keep up.
I need to go find it. Yeah, I need to go find it.
Some of my cousins growing up would try to have, oh
Oh
Lord,
my gosh.
I'm
I
so
am so
sorry.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's usually a cousin. Like it's common, and I think if more people speak about it, especially in communities of color, then it'll
Sad.
be less taboo to hear something like that and do something about it, regardless on if it's a family member. Like no one should have to deal with that. I'm
Right.
so sorry. It's so hard to believe, but you just never know. Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't.
you don't
You
know. That's why I'm
don't.
saying you don't know, but then
Yeah.
it all will put but when you put the pieces together, it then all makes sense. Because for the
Mhm.
life of me, I never understood why Jackie alienated that daughter. I would say it all the time when we have basketball wives, like, "What about your other daughter?
It
Why do
makes
you act
sense
like this?"
though.
It
It
does.
does make
If
sense
this is
though.
really what it is, it makes so much more sense. Is it right? No, but it makes a lot of sense. Like,
But
it really
Chantel,
does.
I'm still holding you accountable.
Right.
I'm also somebody who's dealt with sexual assault multiple times in my life, unfortunately. And I'm working to, learn to live with it and things like that. So I'm saying that to show that I empathize. This is not the way. It's
It's
this
not.
is
No,
this is
it's not.
just this is just
It's not the
not
way to punish
the
your
way.
mother when if that's really who it was and that's really what it is. It's not okay to punish her for feeling like she could have done more when the done more was she completely isolated your sister from her life, the ones that was publicly shown to us on national TV. That's a huge detriment all within itself.
Yeah.
So I want to empathize with Chantel. I do, but at the same time, she has to be clear and she needs to be public about it. If this really is what happened to you, then you need to also level with your mom and understand the things that she has taken and the strides and the hits that she has taken from social media, from fans of the show, coming at her about how she treats your sister. It is absolutely insane. And she just took it. She didn't complain about it. She never got angry with any of these fans. She got angry with the other ladies, but I'm talking about the fans of the show. She just took it in stride. And that to me, honestly, makes me even more believable that that would be the reason why she did that to her daughter.
It's really the only reason or way, because it seems like Doug accepted the daughter. It seems like the family accepted the daughter, and it doesn't sound like when Takari, excuse my husband in the background, y'all, he just got home. It seems like Takari, even from her mouth, was treated okay up until a kid does get to the age of sexual puberty. So it also aligns with that if you look at it as well. I did see that Takari was going to sue Chantel.
I didn't know that was the reason behind it, though.
Yeah, I
I
didn't know that
thought,
was the reason, but I mean, Takari, the, the fact that you're willing to sue your sister tells me there's something that went on between those two. And I don't think that Jackie took a side. And I think that probably pissed off each child also.
no, I think she took a
Jay,
side. I think it was the side of the sister that probably told her about it. And, I think Jackie did take a side.
yeah, but now taking that side is coming back to bite her in the
Yeah,
behind.
taking that side is coming back to bite her because it wasn't enough. If that's
Yeah.
really what this is, it wasn't enough. And I said this. I said I think she was a neglectful parent. I do, and I think that's really what Chantel's angry about. And
Yeah.
this, on top of that, makes it more believable.
And that's why I say even Chantel's use of "you cannot bully me" when Jackie wasn't bullying her shows that she may not have clarity on how you apply certain words to your life. Like you said, I think we can all agree it was absentee, not abuse. So, and the abuse that Chantel has alleged didn't come from her mama, it came from a sister. So all of it is misdirected. Shame, I would like to say again, shame, fucking shame on Shawnee Henderson. I hope that bitch burn. I do.
Who is
Because
Shawnee
how
Henderson?
can
That
you
is
be a
still Shawnee
mom?
O'Neal to me. I don't
How
care.
is she, but still, how are you a mom of five with daughters? You cast this girl on this show. You allow and you see that there's a lot going on with this family. Shawnee and whoever work in the background. Shame on all of them because this is not good and it could trigger people watching in some ways. And we ain't even through it. We ain't even through it. Jay said that's why I don't let my son sleep over nobody's house, hang out with nobody. And I've had so many people mad at me. But if I don't know you, that's right. I don't know who walked in and out of your house, so he can't go.
It's such a shame
That's
that that's
like
the way
we need.
life has to be when I didn't grow up like that. I didn't, I was able to stay at whoever's house.
You show
Friend,
was.
cousin, I was able to stay at whoever's house because there wasn't a thought process that someone would get a hold of me. You know what I'm saying? Like there was no thought process in my mom or even my father's mind that somebody would get a hold of me and do harm to me. It was just kind of like they knew the parents, they know the child, pure point blank. So now we can't even do that in this time of society anymore because we're afraid, especially in this day and age where families look completely different than when they did when we grew up. It's even more of a situation now. So it's kind of like, damn, we really have come to a point where
Wow.
we have, you know, desocialized our regular environments to now put parameters and boundaries and things that as kids we never experienced. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I don't know, but it's definitely a different thing. And it just makes me sad because when I have kids, I don't ever want that to be a circumstance where I have to question taking them to your house and letting them spend a night with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never want that to be a situation.
It's I think so a lot of parents though, especially our generation, I'm saying millennials and anybody, younger, whatever, I think they're doing it a little better. Like for instance, I have a lot of friends that have kids. Daughters specifically. I have a husband. They have their kids spend the night here and there, but they it takes them time and they would explain that. Like, I want to ask you to watch her. I got to do this, but with a man, I got to be careful and I got to wait. So I like when people do that, and I respect you, Jay, for being so careful with your son because I think boys, especially little black boys,
Yes.
experience a lot of SA. And
And
then the
it's
way the
never
culture
talked
is, it's
about.
harder for them to talk about
Mhm.
it. But then they're
It
also
is. It's
the way
unfortunate.
you grew up, it doesn't go through people's minds like, hey, maybe I should have James home by the time the streetlights come on. Because someone very well could have done something too.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. And that's why I said I love the way I grew up because I had a lot of freedom. I
Hmm.
probably had more freedom than the average kid. So I think for me, I got lucky and I got blessed. And it could have been my grandmother, it could have been my mother praying, the blood of the Lamb of Jesus all over me while I'm out there in the streets. Wow. But
You wasn't doing too much though. You
well,
would
I
be the
had a
first
job. So
call
that's
out.
the thing. That's what I was doing. Like I had a like I worked since I was 13. So
Mm.
I worked like all the time, and I worked because my mom wouldn't buy me certain things that I always wanted. Like she didn't buy me a cell phone. She didn't think I needed one. I bought my own cell phone. It was
Mm.
prepaid, but I still bought it until Metro dropped that underage shit, where you could now be underage and get a cell phone.
Put your phone bill in whoever's name.
Well, they didn't know. They let you put it in your own name and stuff. They didn't, it was
No,
kind
I'm
of
saying back in the day, like
right.
whatever nickname I had in the hood, that was the name on my Metro bill.
Well, see, when sidekicks came out, my mom didn't want to buy me one of those, so I had to buy my own sidekick. Hmm.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally get it.
Boyfriend.
But it's just so crazy though. I just think of like, damn, times have really changed.
They have, especially with social media. Y'all, but getting back to this show, we get back to Ty and Ming. We ain't getting back for too long. I'm not saying much of these people. I could give a flying fuck. I'll say this. Ming is that girl that dates girls after the dick done pissed her off. I said what I said. She ain't bisexual. I don't think she's a lesbian. I don't think she's a part of that community at all. I think Ming decided after one of these raggedy, ashy little Negroes pissed her off because they probably saw a pig and heard oink oink and said, you know what? I'm cheating.
First of all,
Can't
to be
blame the
honest, she
brother.
didn't have that face back then. That's some new shit. But
I think the men are a part of her plastic surgery as well. The thing with Ming, she don't give me somebody that's just finna date a girl. Like not temporary,
well,
not none of that. I see her doing maybe a threesome or sleeping
but
with a
here's the
girl
thing,
here
because I am on that Niecy Nash train, like
and there.
I
Niecy
do.
Nash.
How Niecy Nash found out she liked women was the same way how I felt I like men. It just happened one day. It was like, damn, I would have never thought
Niecy
this.
Nash is legitimate in her
I get
like
that, but what I'm
coming
saying
out.
is that you
Ming
have
is full of it.
no, I think she is full of it. I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying she's not full of it. But what I'm saying is that sometimes I don't think Ty is the right one for her to figure that out with. I think later on she might meet somebody else and they may bring it up out of her as well, is what I'm saying. Because I think she could do it.
Well, once you honestly, nobody knows a woman's body like a woman's body. I done slept with women and men at one point. So hey, sometimes the women do things better than the men. It's just a fact. So
And it's
if
the
she
vice
does
versa. It's the same thing
continue
for us
it,
too. Men do better, unless you Ariana Curry wear all her dolphin teeth, shout out to Bondi Blue. that, get Martell excited. But that's neither here nor
You know what? I'm going to read Clocked by T's comments because she doesn't talk about dolphin teeth. Went through that with my stepdad, and my mother put me out, at 15, but I would never disrespect her like Chantel did the mother. I forgave my mother for my own peace. I'm estranged from my mom for that reason. Her husband, a stepfather, abused myself, all my siblings. She knew about it. I was put out and sent away, put in jail. And then the court figured it out and was like, we're going to emancipate her. Shout out to my dad for helping me. But yeah, that's so sad. See, and all of you beautiful people in the comments probably, and people watching even who aren't commenting, everybody unfortunately probably has a story of their own similar or knows someone that's gone through something like that. And you all behave like decent humans. The beautiful ending of this, I forgave my mother for my own peace. The power in that and the growth that takes. I commend you for that. In case nobody told you they proud of you, I really am. That's something I'm still working on. But even while working on things, I hear what you're saying about Chantel. You don't have to do all of that. You don't.
You
There's a way
don't,
to
because
handle
it's
trauma.
unnecessary and it doesn't solve anything. And I want her to get that. It does not solve anything. It's just going to put you and your mother in even more dire straits, and you don't need that. Especially because we have to understand life is short. Mm-hmm. Your mama could be dead and gone tomorrow. God forbid. So you don't want to be this angry with her over something that she may as well have handled, just not you knowing about it.
I think another good point that a therapist brought up to me years ago when I was angry at my mom was like, you have to remember that what you go through, whether your parents show it or handle it appropriately or not, kids going through pain and experiencing things causes trauma for the parents as well. Right. And Chantel don't know that. She'll see though. Yes, Ty is just a good time for me. That's it, and that's all. I bet you Ty's tongue is like that machine that was on the internet, the rose. Is that what it is? It was shaped like a rose.
I think it's more powerful than that. I think Ty's tongue is like a drill.
Oh, damn. Oh, shit.
I do. I do. And I've experienced that myself, and I still. Alrighty then. Yes, I get it. I do. I get it, ladies. I get it.
I know I'm supposed to keep the vote. I got tired of them. Something about stuff on my face don't sit with me, right?
Trust me when I tell you, I wish I could show my leg right now.
Now I'm like, everybody. So Chantel joins the table after all of that. And no, I am aware that Brittany started crying when Chantel was talking about her childhood trauma. It reminds me of my mom. Girl, if you don't go get that thing in your forehead drained and go get your hijab dry cleaned because you know it's going to be sitting in the closet, stop it, Brittany. Now, Chantel comes back to the table. She immediately says that she decided, as it relates to her mom, to parent the parent. I'd like to also say there are a lot of people out there who have egos just because they had a baby. I don't know if people are aware that the population on planet Earth is well over 7 billion, indicating that there's lots of people having kids and parenting. Chantel gives me the energy of somebody that had a kid and just thinks she the shit. Like Chantel gives me the type of bitch that celebrates paying her PG&E bill on time. You know, like those adults, we all know somebody like that on Facebook who's like, dinner's cooked, kids in bed, bills paid. Well, congratulations for doing what adults do.
Let me tell you, sometimes month to month it be hard. When you live paycheck to paycheck, it be hard out here. Chantel, I ain't mad. If that's what you like, I ain't mad at you. You know what? It be hard out here. You be wanting to do the right thing. And sometimes you be like, oh, a steak just sounds so good this week, but it's $35.99. I can't afford that right now. But I got to pay this damn internet bill and shit. See, because I need some Wi-Fi because I got to get on Watch Your Mouth reviews and Mrs. Best reviews. I got to get on here, but I'll be ready. I'm telling you. So don't be calling me out like this, friend. I'm excited when I pay my bills. Okay.
You don't post about it.
I don't post shit. Hell.
Are you kidding? I pay my bills. I pay rent every month early. I mean, okay, but Chantel, like, I'm going to parent the parent. What do you want, a fucking award? You want a cookie? You want a fucking cracker? I don't understand why she does that. Like, she comes back in it, and that's why I'm like, I don't buy that you so hurt. I do think she went through things, but I think that she's just in a stage of vengeance or
Yep.
something because her husband don't seem to be around too much. Because why are you saying that? So I just don't understand why she's letting random coworkers she just met get into her family dramas. But I think Chantel also needs to learn that she can quietly disconnect from family. You can just have nothing to do with your mom. You don't have to announce it
You can
every episode.
disassociate and just not be around.
Yeah.
Um, and then the thing about it is, if they don't see your point of view of the things, that they don't deserve to be in your life, and you need to learn how to detach from that. Because a lot of the times, we want people to see our point of view of life, but some people just don't. They don't have either the capacity, or they just are not going to fully understand you. I think that is Jackie. I think Jackie has one perception of how you were raised, and you have another. That's typically the parent and child dynamic. They're going
Yeah,
to
that's
think they did everything they were supposed to do, and you're going to think they didn't do enough. That's typically how these things go. As long as you have that understanding, the best understanding you can have is that they did the best they could, regardless if it was lacking, regardless if it was great. They did the
yeah.
best they could.
They did the best they could, and that's all they can work with. That's a good point. A lot of people
But like
forget
I
that.
said, and and I'm Clock by T, I said this. I said the reason why she doesn't hold Doug to the same standard is because Doug came with the trinkets and presents. Doug
Yep.
came with the lifestyle that allowed her, and she recognized, I'm telling you, you can always recognize in a sense, when the parent is not there, they make very little mistakes.
Yeah.
Doug probably walked around in her eyes being the relevant angel that he is, because he wasn't there to make the mistakes Jackie made. Knowing that if the roles were reversed and Jackie was the one making the money and was the superstar, and Doug was a stay at home parent, she would be just as angry with Doug.
Yeah. That's actually a fact. That's a legitimate fact. I love that you're aware of that. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's a fact. I just wrote a paper on that, so I love that you noticed that. I'm trying to be a marriage and family therapist, child. So all
You're
they
doing a
do,
good
group
job. You really
therapy,
are.
family dynamics. You got to look at each perspective. It's actually fascinating because it helps you work through your own stuff. But that's something even students struggle to recognize. So good for you, James. Good for you, James. Moving forward, Brittany come down, ruin the vibe. She's angry in a hijab because she's hot and hiding her beverages under it, as Jackie said. Um, Ming was laughing because Brittany comes down, she ruins the vibe, talking about the toxicity and all this crazy shit. And Ming was on the side laughing at Brittany and everything she was saying. I'm on my journey. I'm trying to avoid toxic energy. And, I smoke weed, but I pray right after. I'm just like, what is she talking about? Like, why are you coming down? Um, but Brittany took like 3.9% of accountability for insulting Brandy. But then she lost it all when she insulted Brandy through trying to apologize for calling Brandy a bitch. She goes, I thought you were a doormat because of your husband. Says the side chick trapping niggas for a check just to end up not watching your child and using a fucking app to help you say, I'm outside. Bring the baby. Like, shut
Right.
the fuck up, Brittany.
Like that's an old read. Listen, that's an old read.
We
Y'all,
know, but Brittany,
we know that man that slept with 7,534 women. We
you
know
might
this.
have been one of them and
Like,
just can't remember based
like
on
for
your
real,
roster.
like come on, like we already know. We know Brandy knows. She said, like Iyanla said, why is more than 50 disgusting but less than 10 ain't?
You know what? We trying to be professional, y'all. I'm trying. In the words of Iyanla, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go into the bush and weep.
And weep, right? Because I'm telling you, that lived rent free in my head. Because it's like, yeah, why is that, Brandy? Why is more than 50 disgusting but less than 10H? Like, come on. So that's an easy read. Like, y'all got to do better than that. Y'all got to do better than that. I'm sorry. I'm over Brandy and the man that slept with more women than there is fingers. Like, I'm sorry. I'm done. I'm just done. Come on. I'm not finna go here with y'all. That's an easy read. It's
I was
too
like,
easy.
the thing of it is, it is way too easy.
It's
And
like, come
coming
on.
from Brittany Renner, you
Right.
have a registry of dicks that's ran up in you as long as Jason's for the women that he
Girl.
done been in. Be quiet. I'm just saying. Because I remember seeing posts like years ago of her talking about her body count. I was like, do we discuss this now? So much has changed. So much has changed. Anywho, moving forward, y'all, so we can get done with this. Chantel goes back to Jackie's room because Brandy looked at Britt and just accepted her apology because there's nothing else you can do with stupid people. Sometimes you just got to say, you're right. 2 + 2 is 9. You are absolutely
Exactly.
right.
You're
I
right.
saw it
Yeah,
on
it
the
sure
news.
is.
It was the first of the month when they announced that. You are so right. My numbers was wrong. I should have carried the 4. That's what you do. That's what you
Mhm.
do. And I
Yeah.
think Brandy did that with Brittany. But Chantel goes back to Jackie's room to attempt to talk again, which irked me. Because why did you go back if you had no intention of talking to Jackie? And Chantel actually says, while trying to talk to Jackie, well, while Jackie's trying to talk to her, I only came up here really so that you could know we're really done. I was like, you've said that a few times, but okay. Chantel says that she wants to tell Jackie how she feels. I don't know if it's the glasses that impacted me watching this or what, but I was like, I thought you've been telling her how she feels all season when you do go around her and you won't let her talk. And then you get mad at her for running off. But okay, I guess you need to tell her how you feel. And Jackie asked Chantel to speak, which I was glad that she did. And Jackie explains that she does not feel that she has done anything to Chantel, but wants to hear her and wants to work past things. And Chantel's responds to that by saying they're not going to move forward. So Jackie tried and was like, you know what, okay. And she did what I think most black moms do when they got to whoop you in the grocery store before they warn you. When they be like, I'm going to whoop your ass in aisle 6 if you keep playing with me. Like, it seemed like Jackie was doing that and eventually got to like, okay, have a good day. Bye-bye. Chantel leaves, but as she's leaving, she's talking shit and she's getting mad. It seemed like Chantel was mad that Jackie wouldn't get rah-rah. I think that some of the stuff Chantel says is actually what she wants, because if Jackie gets rah-rah, it proves her point. The problem is she didn't expect for Jackie to get rah-rah after 11 episodes, which was probably the span of a couple months. She probably expected it to happen like that so she could look like she was the victim, but it didn't happen that way. So Chantel doesn't like something Jackie says. She comes back over and back into the room to talk shit to Jackie. Jackie gets up to escort her ass out the room, not to assault her. And I was very careful to watch her body language. I rewatched this episode a couple times. I don't be doing that. But she got up to like, there you go, Shanny. Like, there's the door, bitch. Don't let it hit you or the good Lord split you. But Chantel didn't like that Jackie got up. And when Jackie's walking to the door, Chantel pushes Jackie, like right here. She enough to move Jackie, and we know Jackie ain't there.
Mhm.
And when this happens, I saw Jackie like, Shanny, I'm about to, and you could tell when she was saying it, she was like, I've had enough. Boop.
When I tell
And
you, I watched that fight, I watched that hit 1,000,001 times, y'all. 'Cause I gotta go pick up my man. But when I tell you, I watched that fight, like that swing. One, it looked like it hurt.
she connected.
Two, it was a huge connect. Jackie got a mean right hook. She
Mm-hmm.
do. She got a mean right hook, but it was so the gratification that I felt looking at that hit was just like it was definitely overdue.
But Jackie didn't keep hitting her. It looked like she,
She
boop,
didn't even hit her because
and
we could
stood
tell
up.
Chantel ain't got no fight in her. You saw what she did. She
She
started
needed
throwing shit.
it.
So yeah, that's all it takes. One hit. Jackie looked like she's just a one hit wonder anyway. She's gonna hit you one time and then you finna whoop her ass. I feel like that's what happened with Brooke. I feel like she hit Brooke one good time and Brooke just went the fuck off and just got her. That's what I feel like happened. Because Jackie don't give me we even saw that with Megan. When her and Megan got into that fight, Jackie just did a one swing and that was it. She was just done. Like she was done fighting after that. It was like, okay,
I'll say
so you
this.
one hit
If
wonder.
Jackie wanted to hurt that girl, she could have.
Yeah.
There's a lot more that Jackie could have done that was worse than a hit. but she did it. I don't think Jackie was wrong, just for anybody wondering. You can at me, you could try and cancel me. I could give a flying fuck, I promise you. I don't think that Jackie was wrong in this situation.
I don't either.
I
But I
can't
gotta go, you guys.
say
Thank you guys for having me. I'll talk to you later.
goodbye.
Bye.
I just don't think Jackie was wrong. I'll never think that Jackie is wrong with this. If someone disrespects you and keeps trying you, it's like, let me give you what you want. You looking for a problem? I'd like to help you with that. So she did. What's good? A bitch stay winning. Ooh, my throat got dry. Super late. Better late than never, darling. But yes, she did say her older sister took advantage of her. So y'all keep me in it. And also just wanted to say, if Jackie is a bad mom, that means Jug is bad. That part. Anything that happened, like I dealt with abuse in my own house, my dad was not here for it. He was not here for it at all. You play with his kids, it's a problem. So I'm looking at Doug with the side eye also. We don't know where he was. And it did look like she tried to refrain from beating her. I wish Jackie would have just whooped on her a little bit. Shanny, why do you have to watch it in slow motion? Clock my tea, that's what it was, though. Boop! Just a quick one. You know when you just gotta snatch somebody up? That's all Jackie did. That's all she did. I can't even be mad at her. It was long overdue. It was late. Thank you. I'm so glad a bitch said when it is here. And this part. That's not just Black moms. I'm not a mom. Nobody has come out of my vagina yet. And I will say this. I would never, regardless of all the stuff I've been through with parents, I would never hit her. I just wouldn't. I remember trying to catch the belt when I got older and then regretting it. But I never tried to hit my mom back, not push her, none of that. Why? I just don't understand why. You just can't. It's a horrible thing to do. Jackie was gesturing for her to leave the room. And as Jackie was raising her hand for that gesture, the daughter raised her hand to push her. And that's when Jackie's hand touched her. As Jackie was gesturing for her to leave, that's when she was like, don't touch me. And Jackie never touched her. I will watch a good ass whooping in slow motion over and over. You would get along with my husband. I'm glad everybody agrees with it. Here's the thing. If Jackie would have took off on Chantel just because Chantel was talking shit to her, I would have been like, Jackie. Right? But Jackie touched Chantel after Chantel pushed her. This is an older woman, by the way. Okay? You can't just be pushing your mom. So the crew in the confessional asked Jackie what happened. And Chantel, you can't fight for shit. You talking all this shit and acting the way that you acted. You can't fight. And don't go, I would never hit my mom, because you was fixing to assault her by pushing her. You're in her room and you're going to push her out of your way. You wrong. I hope she knows she's wrong. Let me catch the comment of this day when it said, not to mention all of the ladies was just happy they did not have to spill their own tea. That's right. And perpetuated the whole issue with Jackie and her daughter. That is right. Back in the days, if I would have hit my mom, I would have been lined up by my mama, aunties, and Yep. Everybody would have got a turn. It would have been a switch, a spatula, the belt, a hand, and maybe all at the same time. You never know, some sort of Mortal Kombat combo, but it would have been something. It was aggressive. There's no reason to push someone who's not touching you. And that's my thing also. Like in any fight. Like I've never been the person, there's been a few times when I was young and wild, but I'm not the person that's going to hit someone first. Like, can't do that. But if you touch someone who has not touched you, whatever come to you, you deserve. If you don't want to deal with getting hit, then don't hit or push other people. Chantel has not taken any accountability for how she's addressed or handled her mama, and I'm tired of it. But production asked Jackie what happened, and she said, I refuse to talk about Chantel. That's right, Jackie, because talking about Chantel is what Chantel wants so that she can have relevance. We don't want to see this. This is not okay. I just don't want to see it. I think it's time for Jackie to go. I think it's time for Chantel to go. I think it's time for this show to end, because this is crazy that they even let some shit like this happen. In my personal opinion, I know everybody feels differently, but there's a fine line between drama and like, oh, this person's getting a divorce or something, like what's going on Housewives or something, versus like actual family drama. This is deep rooted, like what sounds to be like sexual trauma, abuse, siblings touching on each other, an absent father, a mom that was absent while fighting people on the court with the dad. And we don't know what Jackie's mom was like. So it sounds like there's just a lot of issues in this family. I agree with the bitch they went in here. I can see why they're not having a reunion. How can you have a reunion and talk about this without people coming at the cast, production? How? And we don't know enough to even like discuss it really. It's just too much. And Jackie let security separate her, and she walked into the bedroom. If that was any of the women, Jackie would still be trying to get to them. That's true. That's a very good point. I don't know. It's just a mess. Evelyn, Brittany, Denise, and Ming, in my opinion, are the people responsible for contributing to making this family's dramas much worse than it needs to be. The reason I'm not including Brandy in that, Chantel got slick at the mouth with Brandy. Brandy checked her and treated her like a regular cast member, which I don't know if people peep. Brandy treats people the way they treat her. She's pretty fair. And then it became all hell. So Chantel does too much. I'm tired of this cast. It's just all strange. You run into ops and bitches you just met over like your real friends or family. And it's kind of sad. Especially seeing Jackie do what Chantel said she would do in the bathroom, calling her little son Dougie to complain about what's happened. It's sad because I think that Jackie has suffered based on whatever's going on in the family, but she's the matriarch, Doug's the patriarch. They are the ones that need to fix it. But that's all I got for this. Let me catch y'all's comments. It is too much. People don't want to watch that. We got people triggered on Monday nights. Hell, we already got the trauma of work. Now we got to watch this shit. Let me see. I heard they didn't want to have a reunion because Jackie and her daughter didn't want to be on the same stage. Why the daughter can't be backstage like they did OG that year? I don't think Jackie cared. Jackie has showed up at reunions for situations just as tragic, like being accused and not caring for a grandson that was burned in a fire. If Jackie would have showed up and discussed that, I don't see why she would have avoided it. I think Chantel is the problem and probably still in contract. And that's sad because if we really dissect this, the whole reunion has to be canceled and is not going to happen because if we don't talk about Jackie and Chantel, there's nothing else to fucking talk about. Nobody cares about Ming. Nobody cares about Ty. And nobody cares about Evelyn and Jennifer having their, fifth big friendship break on television. Like, they don't have a season without Jackie and Chantel. So, good luck to Basketball Wives. I don't know what they're going to do after this, but I know I don't want to see Chantel back on the screen. I know that if Chantel is on this show, I probably won't cover it. I got shit to do. Absolutely not. I don't want to do it. I won't cover this show unless Chantel's in therapy and Jackie's here. That's it. That is it. She carried. And you know what's funny? The last few seasons, Jackie has carried, except for when OG was there. And then prior to OG being there, it was a big deal when Brandy came back. And then prior to when Brandy came back, there were other things like that other girl who went to prison or whatever. So I'm like, the cast members that they have left, with the exception of Jackie, nobody gives anything. Get rid of them. But they ain't gonna listen to me. I'm just a small person. But I love all of y'all. Thug life. I hope everybody had a really good Tuesday. We almost at a halfway point of the week for those who work Monday to Friday. If you don't, I just hope you enjoy your day. But I appreciate everybody's support and for watching us. If you are watching us when we are no longer live, hey, how you doing? I appreciate y'all for watching. I hope that everybody likes the video. Thank you to Clock by T, Shani, Bitch Stay Winning. Oh my gosh, who am I forgetting? There's Jay, Nakia, and anybody else, Shani, who was watching. You guys kept the chat alive. I love it. I'll be back on my channel tomorrow for Love and Hip Hop. Look at God. We'll be doing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta tomorrow, and as well as the Valley. James will be with me. But I appreciate all of y'all, especially the first one here. And I will see you guys for the next live tomorrow. Adios. Go smoke a nut. Bye.